Hello, kiddos. This is Mr. B, and it is Friday, the 1st of May. And what I'm doing here is redoing the artwork for this week because there was a valid complaint that it was blurry, it didn't look right, and so I'm going to address that for you immediately. What you hear is a static image that I will go ahead and post so that you have that for support as well, but I'm going to redraw this quickly. I'm not going to remove the prior lecture. I'm going to leave it there because there's good content outside of the fact that it was blurry and illegible. So let's go ahead and go here to this. So the top of your form should say week 10, trimester 3, make the best of what's still around is what we are calling that song. The song is ascending. To make the best of something is to be positive, so it's an ascending pattern. And it ascends one whole step at a time. So it's an interesting progression that we're seeing there. And then make sure this is where your title block for your name goes this week by James Bruce. And period 5. The original piece is said to be played at a steady groove, which would be approximately 126 beats per minute. This week's work, we are actually performing that at half that time. So make sure you note that our BPM this week from an art perspective is at 63 beats per minute. Then in terms of our drawing this week, we need to have 3 pitch class space wheels and 5 stave. So we'll go ahead and draw those all quickly here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the pitch class space wheels, go ahead and once you've drawn the wheel, then quarter the wheel. Draw the wheel, then quarter wheel, and then each of those quarters, go ahead and break those into thirds. Just like a clock. And then you're going to label these in the traditional manner: C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. And then we're going to continue C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, and B. And again, I'm only going to attend to the physical art, not the full lecture behind it. Here you're going to go ahead and put in your bass clef in each one of these. Each one there. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to draw in the notes that were to be played, which are G, B flat, C, G, B, C, A, C, D, B, D, E, and then over here it is B, D, E, and then E again. And that is going to be an E1. We want to make sure that we attend to. In every single case, we are writing, our notation is actually an octave below. We're actually playing it an octave below what is written. And that's what this 8VB means. And the ones that we're really accentuating this week are this box, and this box. Make sure those are squared away and attended to. Okay, we're still centered there. All right. And then our notes. So now that we've got those labeled, we're going to go ahead and draw in those notes. If we were to draw this like this would be a whole note. If we were to put a stem on it, that would be a half note. This would make this a quarter note, an eighth note, and a 16th. So that's the only thing I'm going to give a little bit more detail there. Here we go. C, go solid, and tie those together so that those are eighths. And then this one over here, we've got the same G, 2 flags, and it is a B, and it's natural. So we can go ahead and put that natural symbol in front of it so that everybody knows that we're not playing the flat. I should have put a little square there. And then this is, here is our ACD, A, solid, C, solid, D, solid, 2 flags, 1 tied flag. Then down here, we're at our B, we're at our D, we're at our E, 2 flags, 1 tied flag. And then we've got our B again, we've got our D, we've got our E, and then we're going to have an E down here on a ledger line. And so we've got 2 flags here, we've got these 2 tied together again, and here we have 1, let's bring these ledger lines out here a little bit longer. And here we only have 1 flag, but it is a dotted eighth, so it adds a 16th to it. Now, within the chord structure that we were given, this was C major, this was D major, and this is E minor. A major scale, again, is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Repeating that here, whole step, half step, whole step, half step. And a minor scale is whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. And now we're going to chart those notes where they need to be here. So we're playing, we have a C that we're playing last, we're playing a G first, and then on our first pass, we're playing the B flat. Remember that B flat and A sharp are the same thing and harmonic equivalents. And we're going to draw in that shape. And that's the shape that we're really paying attention to, and that shape's going to repeat itself and then rotate through the forms. The other thing we do want to notice, though, is that there is this movement here, and do this as a dotted setup. And again, related to kind of the Andrew Wang stuff of major and minor, that's what's happening. There is that little shift in the middle note moving to create tension. The other 2 notes staying the same. And then here we have, again, our same structure, but we have our notes of A, C, and D. So A, C, and D. A, C, and D. So we see we have the same shape. Whole step, giant step, whole step, giant step. And then this one is B, D, E. So B, D, E, B, D, E. And the E here is the octave below even further. This is the low E, the lowest E of a bass, typically. And so we have that same shape right here. That's what we're looking for there. And then the reason for our colored accent this week is to use this same structure of knowing what the heptatonic major is, and then from that C to carry that out. So whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Here we're doing the same thing, but we're doing it from the D. So it is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. And then our E minor is from the E, and we're doing whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. And that is the extent of this week's art. And thank you for those of you who communicated that it looked bad, and I hope this helps.